It's Perp back with another video, and man, how many more episodes are left of this show? I'm really starting to get into the dark vibes. If you know, you know. Before I get to this review, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and also follow me on Twitter at PerpMinded420. So this is episode 4 of American Horror Stories. And boy, when I tell you I am so disappointed with this being 4 episodes in. We got the first 2 episodes were just like didn't hit. Last week's episode was okay, but the execution kind of fell apart. How do they top themselves this week? Oh my god. And this is why shows need to stop being weekly, man. It's just when you have trash like this, because right now American Horror Stories is trash. I gotta come out and say that. There's some interesting, cool ideas with this episode, but you know what? Let's get right into it. It's like Ryan Murphy saw the whole Logan Paul, whatever Paul brother went out into the suicide forest and stuff, and you know, let's make a story about annoying content creators or YouTubers, and yeah, let's just run with that because I was completely thrown off by the start of this. Like, is this America Horror Story or is this just Glee? I don't know, man. This was just weird. The first like 15 minutes of this were really weird. Then it kind of transitioned into something else that I was like, I thought it was going to go somewhere, but when you see it's just the rest of the whole entire episode is predictable. And what am I talking about? So you have these group of influencers, or you could call them YouTubers, or also terrible opening. They used the 1984 theme song. It was terrible. Last week's was so much better. This one was trash. Anyways, you have these influencers, and they're chasing views. Like certain YouTubers you would know in real life, like a Logan Paul or a Jake Paul or something like that. They're chilling, and all of a sudden they catch this guy jumping off a bridge, killing himself, and they think that this is going to boost them up and get to the next level as far as getting like 1 million subs. I think their goal was like 5 million subs. Didn't go too well with people because they literally had a party for this shit and showed everybody at this party, and everybody was just looking at them sideways, and everything started to go downhill for them. They even, when I tell you, this episode went to lengths that I was just about to turn this whole shit off. They literally came up with the idea, but it was funny in hindsight. It was funny just as an idea. They was like, yo, let's go gay, and we just say no homo. It was funny. It was funny. They didn't need to just go with it. So it just tells you that yes, there are content creators out there that will literally go ahead and do this just for clicks and views and stuff. And that catches up to them because we get introduced to my boy Machete, Danny, which, man, I was thinking that they were going to get, what's his name? Lee Emson, whatever, because he was Santa Claus in Asylum. Somebody could correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure he was Santa Claus in that. But it ended up being Machete, and these douchebags decide to go to the mall and pretty much go to where let me let you know that this is kind of like their Christmas episode, but I guess because it takes place in LA, it doesn't really feel like Christmas. But anyways, that's besides the point. They go to this mall, and this one guy is just a really big douchebag, and he's just chasing these views. So he decides to just really just be an asshole and tell these kids that Santa Claus don't exist in front of, Machete, Santa Claus, and straight wild disrespectful, which it all ends up catching up with them as after this whole situation happens, they end up starting to die in their house, and they end up getting posted on the website, and people don't feel any sympathy for them because they didn't feel any sympathy for, recording somebody's suicide or anything like that. So it had an interesting, it was an interesting idea, but it was just, like I said, the execution with these episodes is just really poorly done. Like, you got such a dope talent playing Santa Claus, and you just make it such a predictable ending. It just, I'm so disappointed, like I said, with just the quality of this show so far, because it just doesn't even feel like it's connected to American Horror Story. At best, it's like a watered down version, and I'm just not liking what I'm seeing so far. Hopefully next week is better. I'm gonna stick with it until the season's done, but after that, I'm pulling the plug on this series and looking more forward to Double Feature, because that looks way better than what this shit is. This literally just feels like throwaways that Ryan Murphy just was saying, hey, let's just put this out there, let's just put that out there, let's just throw a bunch of trash at the screen. People will eat it up. It's garbage. But let me know how you feel about this episode. Did you actually like it? Did you find it actually amusing? Because I could see some people finding this episode enjoyable. I'd be surprised. Anyways, just my short take on this episode. I thought this was pretty bad for American Horror Story standards. I don't know where they're going to go next. I don't know what story they're going to do next, but it's got to get better. But I honestly feel like it's just going to get worse. Anyways, till next time, I will see y'all later. Peace.